Well, my name is Jerome Brown. I'm a 68-year-old student here at Cape Fear Community College. I'm attending barber school. I got a lot of friends that's barbers. And I asked one of them one day, I said, man, what does it take to get your barber's license? He said, you got to go to school. But that was in the old school. They didn't have it like they got it now. And so I was born in Melbourne, Australia. Stayed there the first 9 years of my life. My dad was a retired Navy seaman. So after he retired, I stayed there 9 years. Came to North Carolina. Well, first he went to Fort Bragg, then we came to North Carolina. It's a little town called Chadbert, 60 miles west of Wilmington. So I went there, I went to school there, graduated high school and everything. Then I joined the military. I graduated school 2 years early. So I joined the military at 16. And back then, if you had a high school diploma, the military would take you. So they took me and I went to Fort Bliss, Texas for my basic training in El Paso, right outside of the Mexican border. When I turned 17, I was in Vietnam. I did 2 18-month tours there. So, moving forward, I got a best friend named Raymond. He's been the barber in our town, this little small town. He's been the barber ever since I could remember. I can remember my dad used to go up there, and this guy that was the gathering spot for him. And I used to go with my dad and just watch him. And I've always said, I want to do that. I want to do that. So I came to Wilmington and I got hooked up with vocational rehabilitation. And she said, well, Jerome, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. You got a list of stuff? So she started calling off things and she said, barber school. And I said, stop right there. She said, you interested in that? I said, very. I said, well, when can I start? She told me. So I came to a registration, first time. I missed it. They got 5. They said, we can accept 5. I was number 6. So Mr. King told me, he said, look, you can come back the beginning of the next semester. Be early. So I called vocational rehab. I said, I missed this one. She said, well, we'll get you there next time. She said, what time? I said, it opens at 8. Not thinking that people was going to be here way before 8. So I had a cab to pick me up at 6:30. When I got here, there was 4 guys already here. One of them said he was here since 8 o'clock the previous night. I said, well, I'm number 5. After he interviewed us and got us in, Mr. King told me, said, you made it this time, didn't you? I said, yes, I did. And I never expected it to be as fun as it is, but my first week, I thought I was going to just go straight into the barber shop, not thinking there was going to be some classroom work. So when I came in, I was real shook. I was nervous. I was really nervous. And they told me, said, well, look, what we going to show you now, you will master this before you leave here. I had a problem with the shaving. I had a problem with that. There's 14 steps. The first 5, I said, well, if I could, I was trying to remember all 14. So Mr. King told us one day, he said, go in increments of 5. Remember the first 5. After you get through with the first 5, the other side of the face, it copies the right side of the face. Same thing. So I'm sort of struggling with it, but I'm getting it together. And if anybody that's want to be a barber, I suggest you come to Cape Fear Community College. You'll love it. You'll love the instructors and everything. Man, I wouldn't take nothing in the world for it. And I'm happy. Some of the best advice I have received in my life, it was actually from my father. And believe it or not, it's got something to do with barbering. Because I used to go with him, I'd go on base and get my hair cut free. But the military bases, they used to one style of haircut that's either bald or close to bald. And he had a certain barber. He said, this is my son. I want his hair cut a certain way. And that barber told my dad something. And going back home, I said, Dad, what did he tell you? He said, that barber said you would probably make a nice barber because you're left-handed. So I said, well, I don't know. And it stuck with me. When that lady said barber school, it came back to me. I said, I believe that's my calling. And I want to do this. I'm going to do this. Yes. What I want you to do is subscribe and follow me on my journey through barber school. And I'll do my best not to let you down.